Hey, Jaylen, what do you plan to do with the generational wealth? I mean, what do you plan to do off and on the floor with this new contract?
Well, that's a great question. I want to launch a project to bring Black Wallstreet here to Boston.
I take a glimpse into time, watch the blimp read, the world is mine.
Welcome to the Dark Times channel. And so here we go again, back with another one. Before I go ahead and get started, make sure you guys go ahead and hit that like button for me. And if you're not new to the channel and you enjoy the content so far on this channel, make sure you go ahead and hit that sub button for me as well. And so let's go ahead and get into it. Recently, NBA superstar Jaylen Brown of the Boston Celtics signed the largest NBA contract in history. And I'm happy for Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown has always been somewhat of a stand-up dude as far as the NBA goes, and as far as sports entertainment goes. He's been about as much of a stand-up individual as it gets. But make no mistake about it, Jaylen Brown said this for a reason. He may very well want to get the ball rolling on a Black Wallstreet in Boston. He may very well want to do that. But somebody with enough wherewithal and somebody with Jaylen Brown's level of intellect knows good and well that that's not something you want to broadcast at this particular press conference. And like I said, Jaylen Brown is smart enough to know that. And so what exactly was he trying to accomplish? Jaylen Brown is trying to get the hell up out of Boston. Jaylen Brown is not trying to spend the next 5 years in Boston. He's somebody that's made it known that he's not particularly happy in Boston. Obviously, he earns a living playing basketball, playing a game that he loves. And so there's a level of content and even a level of happiness to some degree, being paid millions of dollars to play a game that you love. But at the end of the day, if he has the opportunity to be able to play in another city, that's something that he wants to do, and he's made it known. Up until this contract was signed, Jaylen Brown's name was somebody that was floating out there in a lot of different trade rumors. And so Jaylen Brown pretty much just threw gasoline on the fire by announcing to the world that he wants to build a Black Wallstreet in Boston, of all places. When you start talking about building a Black Wallstreet and talking about closing the wealth gap, that's dangerous talk. I don't care where you are, anywhere, that's dangerous talk. And so I think Jaylen Brown's heart is in the right place. But the reality of the situation is that people like Jaylen Brown, no matter how much money they acquire, will never be in a position to make the things that they desire happen. It doesn't work like that. Money can be taken away at a snap of a finger or a click of a button. Just ask Kanye. The people who actually make the money are the ones who make the money and print the money when they feel like it. And so, like I said earlier, the desire that a Jaylen Brown has within his heart is a good thing. But the reality in that which he desires is the total opposite. And so, like I said earlier, the desire that a Jaylen Brown has within his heart is a good thing. But the reality is the total opposite. And without going too deep on this particular platform, there's a reason why we've had billionaire after billionaire after billionaire, and we've never seen a collaboration of so-called black billionaires coming together, trying to build together. And there's a quote from the movie The Dark Knight by Harvey Dent when he's talking to Batman or Bruce Wayne, in which he says, "You are the dire hero, or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain."
He gave up his power.
Okay, fine. You either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
And that's the position a lot of these so-called black billionaires and millionaires are in. When they do try to speak out and step up to the plate and produce something for the so-called black community, whether it's justice or in the form of entertainment, a la Bill Cosby trying to buy NBC, you get villainized to become the villain overnight. Because make no mistake about it, if Bill Cosby got his hands on NBC back in the early 2000s when he was trying to buy NBC, it would have damn near eradicated the so-called black culture that's promoted that you see now. All the degenerate black culture that you see now, I'm not going to say that it would have been completely eradicated, but at the very least, we would have had a counter to all the degenerate culture that you see going on within so-called black society. And truth be told, it's not even going on to the level that you think it is. That's just what's being promoted. But at the end of the day, that's all that matters, because the people are only as good as their image. That's why they say the student is never better than the master. And who's the master right now?
Who's the master? Show up! Who's the master? Show up!
The masters are the screens, the phones, the tablets, the televisions, the social media. There was a study that came out the other day. They did a study on people from the ages of 30 to 15, and they asked them, they said, would you rather go without social media, or would you rather have a life-threatening illness? 70% said they would rather have a life-threatening illness than be without social media. That should let you know who the master is. That's why they say the student is never better than the teacher. And if the teacher's the television, then what's the state of so-called Black America? That right there should let you know everything you need to know about what's going on within so-called Black America. And so I think that's going to be a wrap on this particular video. It's something I just saw, so I wanted to chime in on it real quick. I'm actually working on a few different videos right now, a couple of movie reviews that I hope to be dropping here pretty soon, so definitely be on the lookout for that. And make sure you guys chime in the comment section, and as usual, peace and chaos.